Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the reality room. On today's episode, we will be talking about the Obamas. Lately, the Obamas have been trending all over social media. Right now, we have noticed some MAGA voters and Americans at large are regretting their votes for their current president, Donald Trump. It is true there is no perfect human being, and as such there is no perfect president either. But right now, they are comparing both presidents. They are comparing Obama's reign to that of Donald Trump's reign. And if only they could turn back the hands of time, they will want Barack Obama to be their president over and over again. Let's watch these clips to understand better what this is all about.
Gosh, I watched Barack Obama get on stage with Eminem and I was like, oh my God, I love him. He's so funny. He's so amazing. I almost wish he could run again. And the second I had that thought, it clicked for me why MAGA has been able to be pulled into this cult. And I am sympathetic to you. I am sympathetic to this phenomenon. Because while I do not connect or relate to your guy, I have connected and related to a guy. The difference is I have also been critical of some of the decisions that Obama made in his presidency. I don't think that he was a perfect president. I actually think that he did make some mistakes over 8 years. And I also am happy that we have a 2-term limit. I recognize that a 2-term limit is a good thing for our country. And as much as I love Michelle, I don't think it's actually reasonable that a wife of a former president actually runs. Now listen, I actually did vote for Hillary because the alternative was Donald Trump, but I would not vote for her again. I don't think wives of former presidents should run for president. I think it's kind of a loophole to this rule of 2-term presidencies. That's going to be an unpopular opinion, I know. I think what we have to remember is that this cult of personality is a dangerous slope to get into. We have to separate how we feel about a person from their policies. You think he's fun, you think he's engaging, but that doesn't mean that he's a good president. Now, Obama did a lot of amazing things. He also did some not amazing things. Me really liking Obama doesn't mean that we should change our constitution and allow somebody to be president a 3rd time. You really liking Donald Trump doesn't mean that you should ignore the warnings of our military leaders who have remained apolitical their entire careers, who in fact have risked their careers to speak out and warn you that in working behind closed doors with Donald Trump, a 2nd-term presidency with Donald Trump would be a risk to our country, a grave, grave risk and danger to our democracy. This is not strictly about policy. This is about protecting our democracy. This is about country over party.
Obama did it better. Obama did it better. The new talking point from MAGA is, well, Obama dropped bombs too. Yeah, he did. And he did it better. Obama was able to use surgical strikes and limited military operations to take out targets and not start a fucking war. How about that shit? He did it better. In fact, most of the things that the Trumpies like about Trump, Obama did better. We'll go with unemployment. Obama did better. Economy. Obama did better. Deportations. Obama did better. He was able to deport way more people than Donald Trump, and he's able to do it on 1/10 of the freaking budget. Yeah? And without sending fucking goon squads into American cities. Obama did it better. Obama was able to get across a healthcare bill. Trump can't. Obama did it better. Obama was able to get tax cuts for the low and middle class. Trump for the upper class, for the rich. Obama did it better. So trying to say that Obama did it too on any subject just shows the failure of Trump and the failure of his people to recognize that everything that Trump said Obama did it fucking better. They just don't like that a black man did it better than a white man. And one last point, let's not forget that Obama was able to get Iran to enter into a non-proliferation treaty for nukes. Trump couldn't do it, so Obama did it better.
When President Franklin Delano Roosevelt did the exact same thing and erected Japanese internment camps, was FDR prosecuted? Today is that the concept of presidential immunity is somehow unprecedented, is somehow remarkable. That claim is utterly ahistorical and disconnected from the entire constitutional history of the Republic. General Mukasey, before 2023, how many times has the President of the United States been indicted?
None.
Before 2023, how many times has a former President of the United States been indicted?
None.
In the last 2 years, how many times has President Donald J. Trump been indicted?
4 times, I believe.
Now, many presidents of both parties have engaged in controversial actions, and yet none of them have been indicted. Let me ask you, General Mukasey, if a private citizen were to erect an internment camp and to forcibly kidnap American citizens, to single them out because of race, and to imprison them based on their race, would that private citizen be subject to criminal prosecution?
Would.
Let me ask you, similarly, if a private citizen were, say, to detonate a nuclear weapon over a city and kill over 140,000 people, and then if that private citizen a few days later detonated another nuclear bomb over another city and killed 75,000 people, could that private citizen be criminally prosecuted?
He would.
Was President Harry Truman prosecuted for detonating nuclear weapons over Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
He was not.
All right, how about this? If a private citizen launched a weaponized drone and killed a United States citizen, could that private citizen be criminally prosecuted?
He would.
Was President Barack Obama criminally prosecuted when he killed United States citizens using drones without notice and without due process?
He was not. Although, as far as due process is concerned, I believe the comment of my successor to that question was that Anwar al-Awlaki got, quote, all the process that was necessary.
Well,
oh, how far we've fallen. So, first there was the trashy trailer park trash UFC fight on the lawn of the White House. I mean, I'm a fan of the UFC. I like seeing martial arts. I like seeing people show their talents and skills. Doing it on the lawn of the White House, not so much. Trashy. But to add to the level of trash that only Donald Trump can bring out, you have Josh Hogan and his win. Instead of just celebrating the moment and enjoying the win, this piece of shit idiot decides to take a jab at Michelle Obama and call her a man. This right-wing obsession with the Obamas. I understand. The world loves the Obamas and they hate Donald Trump. So I understand why MAGA is so obsessed with the Obamas. They just can't leave them alone. They just can't keep their names out of their mouth. Obama has been out of office for 10 years. He's been out of office for 10 years and MAGA still just can't leave the Obamas alone. In this moment where this idiot should be celebrating his win, celebrating the fact that he was invited to the White House to perform in front of the president, most people would see that as an honor. They would see that as a moment of grace. But this piece of shit decides to be a reflection of the piece of shit that invited him and talk about Michelle Obama. Well, glad to see they're still obsessed.
In a nutshell, some Americans have realized that Barack Obama was a good president. Back then, they could not see this because he was black. And knowing fully well how some Americans are racist, they didn't want him for their president. But right now, they have come to understand that he was way a good president than President Donald Trump is. Obama was so much concerned. He had so much love for his citizens. President Trump doesn't care who gets hurt along the process. All what he's intended to do and all what he prioritized is deporting all illegal immigrants from the country. He doesn't care who gets hurt along the process. Most MAGA voters are out crying and wishing Barack Obama was their president. They are crying because they have been affected by Donald Trump's policies. They have lost their loved ones in the process. And as such, they cannot help it but wish Barack Obama was their president. As they say it, you cannot eat your cake and have it. If only they could turn back the hands of time. But right now, it is already too late. Thank you so much, viewers, for watching.
You know what comments I see a lot that really trip me up? Obama was the most racist president. Nothing in this country was divisive until Obama. We were doing good until Obama. And what they don't realize is Obama wasn't divisive. Obama wasn't problematic. He was just black and you're racist.
Yup.
And it's always people with one teeth who are related to their mother and their uncle as mother and cousin and father. The fact that you can look at someone complaining about Donald Trump who actually, since 2016, has spewed out racist rhetoric.
They're not just illegal aliens, honestly, they're monsters. These are savage monsters.
Has ramped up the hatefulness out of groups on the right and the left.
They say, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway?
Has increased political violence.
I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
And has literally said he doesn't care about American people.
I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think
the fact that you would compare somebody criticizing the actions of Donald Trump and say, well, Obama was just as racist and Obama was divisive. Obama was just black.
you're such a disgrace. Did you hear what I just said?
Why are you suing?
Who are you with?
I'm with ABC News.
You're a loud person. Very loud. Let somebody else have a chance.
Obama wore a tan suit and Fox News talked about it for a month.
The president came out addressing reporters on Thursday, and he was wearing this tan suit.
To wear a light tan suit at yesterday's news conference. He was wearing a tan suit.
Light tan suit. I think it was shocking to a lot of people. Is this an effort to make him look warmer?
Right. Donald Trump is robbing the country. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Donald Trump lies every day to the country. Donald Trump has made over $4 billion. Donald Trump has done insider trading. Donald Trump has raped women. But no, Obama was just black. Sometimes being an American and being in America as a black person during this particular time, it is infuriating to see how much hate you guys have inside of your heart, because the only reason you believe this shit is because you're hateful, and the only reason you're hateful is because you're poor, and the only reason you're poor is because you couldn't take advantage of the privilege you have being white, and the only reason you couldn't do that is because America is a capitalistic country who never gave a fuck about poor people, but they made poor white people think you were better than me just because I'm black. And I'm better than you because I'm more educated and make more money than you. And then so now your obsession with us not being poor just like you turns into racism. So how dare Obama, the most eloquent, educated, and qualified person to be president, how dare he be a millionaire? How dare he be good looking? How dare he hold the office and I'm still living in a trailer in Kentucky? How dare he? The talking points you guys say online, the regurgitated racist talking points, are just insane to me. You're doing it with Zoran Mamdani on the post I made about him balancing the budget without the deficit. Oh, well, he borrowed money. He's a socialist. You know, he's Muslim. He's just brown. He's just Indian and he's Muslim. So you don't like him because how dare a brown Indian man with the name Zoran Mamdani be in office? They really get to you guys. The talking points are so regurgitated at this point and they're so ridiculous. It comes across like comedy because you guys are just really dumb. It's not my fault you're white and you're poor in America. Not my fault. Happy Saturday.
I used to think Obama was the best president ever because Obama, I think still to this day, the best statesman. He was the best example that you could take this guy who is from a single family. It's not like single mom. Right. He didn't grow up with great privilege. Obviously a brilliant guy, obviously very smart, great orator. And hey, we elected a black president. Maybe racial tensions can relax a little bit in this country. Realize anybody could rise based on the merit of what they can do and who they are and what they stand for. I was like, he's the best.
Right.
Finally, I felt really good about America when Obama was the president. Obviously, I wasn't paying attention to politics back then because I didn't understand about. He was one of the worst presidents ever in terms of going after whistleblowers.
This whole like, how come you're mad at Trump but not at Obama for the deportation numbers cracks me up because that just means that Obama's better. Obama did it better, faster, more efficient, with less American lives lost and less protests. Although there were nationwide ones, if you remember, like I do, because I was alive during then. We called him the deporter in chief. We, as in Democrats, the ACLU and the activist groups, because we didn't like the policies either. And do you know what the Republicans did? They called us morons and said that we ate our own and we didn't just get in line and there was no united front to us Democrats. And so, weren't we hilarious? We weren't to be taken seriously. Mr. Marco Rubio and Miss Lindsey Graham were up there all the time talking about executive overreach. Look at him now, shining bright as a penny on that Air Force One, with zero values and scruples left. But I digress. What you're telling me is Obama's better. What you're telling me is that none of this shit in Minneapolis is necessary because Obama did it better, faster, stronger. Trump sucks at his job, and this is just another indication of that.
To every single word that is coming out of my mouth right now, because these words are super, super important, okay? Iran agreed to stop building nuclear weapons because Obama got us in agreement with them. Trump walks into office, hates Obama. His introduction into American politics was hating on Obama. He tore that agreement up, reinstated the sanctions on Iran, said fuck off. Iran then got the green light from that action because the agreement was terminated to start re-enriching their uranium to build nukes. Donald Trump is responsible for Iran's further enrichment of uranium to weapons grade to build nuclear weapons because he undid everything that Obama did and pulled us out of the agreement that prevented them from owning nuclear weapons. So, in other words, if Donald Trump was never made president, Iran would not have 60% enriched uranium today. They would only have 2.5% enriched uranium today. And there would be absolutely no data that the neocons in Congress or the Trump administration or Israel could use to justify another endless war in the Middle East, costing us over $1 billion a day, costing the lives of servicemen and women, costing the lives of Iranian little girls and children, and costing everybody another $1 to $2 a gallon of gas.
So you think
Trump is to blame for all of this because it all goes right back to him.
So you think that Trump purposely allowed them to enrich uranium and then, with the help of Israel, used that against Iran to start this war? This is a big master plan.
It was either purposely or negligently. And I don't care if it was with purpose or if it was with negligence. Okay? Because if it was with purpose, that one's cut and dry. You get it. He's to blame. If it was with negligence, well, he's still to blame for his own personal incompetence. Okay? If it's purposeful, he's evil. If it's with negligence, he's stupid. And I don't care if Donald Trump is evil or stupid, because both being evil and being stupid should disqualify him from serving as our president.
I mean, that's not your choice. I mean, this is a democracy. We all voted.
Do you agree that those are the only two options? That Donald Trump either pulled us out of the JCPOA because he's evil, wanted them to enrich uranium to start a war, or because he's stupid, did it with negligence, tore it up, not because he wanted Iran to build nukes, but because he just hated Obama and it had a signature on it, which then led to Iran enriching uranium to build nukes? Do you agree that the only two options here are either that Donald Trump is evil or Donald Trump is stupid?
No. So
what's the third option?
You can think the evil is whatever you think evil is. Honestly, like people use the term like Christian nationalist. I want you to kind of take that and
can you give me the third option here?
Globalist.
Can you give me the third option here for why Donald Trump terminated the JCPOA? What's the third option? We got evilness, stupidity, You said it's neither of those two things. What's the third option?
Your terminology behind what you think evil is and what I think evil is are two completely different things. I don't like Muslims.
Can we
at all,
agree?
in any
Can we
country.
agree
I
that
don't
it
even
would
like
be
them in their own
evil?
countries?
Can we agree that it would be evil?
If you found this video helpful, please do well to like our video, subscribe to our channel, tap the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our updates. See you in my next video. Bye.